Alright then. Just wanted to go over real quick, because I know some people are going to want to know this sort of thing, how to make crossovers. Now this is just for one block gaps. That's all I work with. I don't generally do 2 or 3. However, as you'll see, you can adjust for those as we go on. So let's get started. Alright. So first things first, I'm going to go grab a bit of track here. I'm doing this by middle clicking. As you can see, I'm on type turn at the moment. You can left click it, it'll cycle through these. You right click it, it goes the other way. Pretty cool. I'm going to hit switch on 11.25. Before I continue, if you download IR, base game, right? Or base mod, sorry, you won't be able to do that. You've got to go into your config. I believe it's balance and angle placement segmentation up here. Set that to 16. That's going to allow you to have much better control over how sharp or easy your points are. Okay, so back here. Move the slider to 11.25. I generally go rail bed off and then put it on afterwards, or put ballast underneath. And I'm going to show you one way of doing it first. So here's what I'm going to do. Place blueprint on, and I'm going to, we're going to lock left. Okay, we're on fixed, all that's set. So place this down right here. Okay. Now, next thing I'm going to get, so I'm going to go to my IR tab, and I'm going to grab, at the bottom here, a golden spike. So we grab that, I'm going to right click this. And then, look to the sky or anywhere where I'm not going to select a block. I can now access the menu on the move. This does have a certain range. If I fly over to the signal box, I think I'll be out of range. Hang on. Oh, no. So it's pretty far then, I suppose. And what we're going to do here is I'm just going to adjust the radius, which is this bit you can type in here. Let's say I want it to be a bit sharper. Let's go 30. That's very, very sharp, right? If you want good points, you want most locals to be able to go over it with relative ease, okay? As most locals, at least in the UK, most of them don't have more than 3 fixed axles, as you can see here. That's 6 wheels, 3 axles. You don't want to be snapping any frames. So I generally, when doing crossovers, will stick to a certain number. I generally try not to go below 80. I'll punch that in. So that's nice and smooth, right? Pretty much anything's going to be able to get over that, at least in the UK. So that's set to 80, okay? Now what I could do is I could place this down. I could set another one to 80. I say leaving a block gap. As you can see though, they don't actually line up, which is pretty frustrating. And you could fill that in with like a straight or a custom curve or something, which I'll demonstrate just for in case you haven't got the space to do the next bit. So let me just, I'll bring that back a block, see if that makes it any closer. 80 is a bit of a funky number. No, okay. So instead, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to delete this. I'm going to go pixels locked. That's going to allow me to just move it up and down without going left to right. Well, on the pixel axis. Okay. There we are. It's much better lined up now. So I'm going to place that. Then I'm going to go to regular pixels, which allows me to move it on all axes like that. Custom curve. Place blueprint. Yeah, that's nice and lined up. That's a crossover, right? That's pretty nice, you know. Not using up too much space. That's pleasant, okay? But there is an easy way to do it. Now, it takes some trial and error, but at least in my use of these, I found the number that generally works really well for me. If I go back to switch, put it back on the fixed axis, I put in 112, right? And I'm actually going to turn off place blueprint for this as well. Okay. Now this is very, very smooth. Okay. And so this might not be what you want for your build, hence why I've showed you the previous method. But if you want them quick and easy, and you've got space to work with, place one. Place two. Job done. Right? There's a tiny bit where it's a little out, but you won't notice that when you go over. Alright? That's nice and smooth. Very easy way of doing it. It's guaranteed to work, right? What I've seen some people do, and I can understand why you do this, especially if you've been using IR for a long time, is if I put place blueprint back on, is some people make crossovers like this, right? So I've right-clicked that, okay, and then I'm going to right-click the ground. And that's going to bring that there, okay? So, and then if I untick place blueprint here, that's going to place it down. And then what they'll do is they will place this here and overlap them. Now you've noticed an immediate problem, right? See in the middle there where that red marker is? That is telling me I can't place these because it's 2 bits of track over the top of each other. Now on some radii and lengths, this works, okay? And you'd be able to place that and it would function as a crossover, albeit a very temperamental one, right? That's why I generally avoid it. It's just very, very temperamental. There's an easier way of doing it, right? Now, the reason I think a lot of people do that is a couple of years ago, with IR, you couldn't change your angle segmentation, or at least I didn't figure it out, or any of the people I play with. So we'd overlap them like that, and I remember there was always that sort of test period where you take a train over and you're crossing your fingers and praying that it's not going to multi-track drift. So, generally speaking, nowadays, that's the sort of method you want to use. You place 2 separate ones. You can either go with a custom radius or like the one I've just shown you, 112 seems to do it just right. That's all I've got to say, really. Hope this helps. In a bit.